Thank you. You're gonna make me cry. Stop.
Alma, you have anything you want to say before we start this?
We've just been crying here on the side. I want to say thank you. I really want to say thank you to Noah. He's been a miracle. To Shia. And really to everybody that worked on this film.
All right. Well,
to everybody, and a lot of them are here. We just really have so many people that worked on the film here, and we. I'm not going to say every person's name, but thank you so much to every person that made this possible. You know, from our producers and actors and people that made every frame of this. People worked so hard on this film. It's my first film. I didn't know how hard it was to make a film. But especially thanks to this person right here. She is one of the most incredible, fierce, kind people I've ever met.
hey, so could I ask you both to just
I'd love to
step
call
down?
people to the stage with us, you know?
Yeah. Huh?
Can we call our
that's it.
fellow actors?
Please do, yes.
So, where do we start? Who wants to come first? Let's call Shia LaBeouf. It's been a nerve-wracking night for Shia. And I want to call Twigs, who's here with us. I want to call Byron Bowers, who's also my love. I had to go through a lot when I made this film with me. Clifton is here, Martin Starr, Laura.
Is this thing on? Oh, okay. Can we all just take a deep breath right quick? Because we was all triggered for these 2 hours.
I definitely didn't breathe 2 hours. Yeah, before it started, I was like, oh, this is cool.
Step down to this
Right there watching.
to the really light. Great.
Step into
And Alma, I want to say something to you. I have been such an enormous fan of your documentaries from day one. Like Bombay Beach is a movie that just destroyed me. And I'm just curious of like how your background in documentary, how it contributed to this film, because I'm sure there's a lot of elements that I could tell come from that kind of authenticity that begs for that.
just keeping it real, I guess.
Yeah, that's all you want to say about that?
I mean, when you make a documentary, you really go through a lot with people, and because they're not actors, and as they make it, to realize what they're going through and that they're about to expose themselves in a certain way, that might change their lives. I think Shia was going through something very similar. And you also, you know, learn how to develop empathy, see other people, and have faith in the truth. So that was all part of the process.
Cool. Shia, this is your feature film debut as a writer. And it's really... really beautifully written.
Thank you.
And I know that you and Alma worked together so much on Love True. Can you talk a little bit about what the collaboration was like for the two of you on this one?
Very different. I mean, I really wasn't involved in the other ones. It was just sort of, trying to facilitate her vision. This was like Gestalt therapy, so it was really like we were on top of each other from the minute I got out of rehab, pretty much. And we just went to work.
Wow. Okay, I have a question for Noah. I was told that you grew up in the UK, which you would never know that from watching this movie, which is really cool. But my question is, man, you and Shia on screen together were pretty amazing. I'm wondering what you did to bond during this set to make it come off as real as it did.
Well, it was mostly Magic the Gathering, to be honest. But I mean, Shia is one of, he's my best friend. And that made it so much easier on set. And it sounds weird because obviously he was playing someone who wasn't meant to be necessarily my friend, but because he was so close on set when he was, being distant from me, it really, I really felt it. And in the scenes, I wanted him to come give me a hug, I wanted to talk to him, but I couldn't. And that really helped me channel the emotion and, be able to play the scenes, if you know what I mean. So yeah, he was a massive help in terms of that.
Shia, do you have anything you want to add to that from your point of view about the bonding?
Oh, the bonding, yeah, he softened me, I would come in with all my problems that were going on at the time, which were a lot. I never talked to him like a kid. I would talk to him like a kid when we were around the folks, like parents, but when we were on our own, it was like a very different thing. And we got very connected. It was really beautiful, like a really nice dance partner. He never was a kid to me. He was always just my contemporary, my equal. It felt great.
And Twigs, I kind of have that same question for you as regarding dealing with Noah in the movie. I mean, how did you make that chemistry work and that sort of protectiveness that you had for the kid? Can somebody, yeah.
I think I came onto the project quite late. It was already up and running by the time I think I'd even said yes to doing it. And by the time I came on, there was already so much truth, and that it just felt so natural, actually. And I think I was feeling very vulnerable at the time, and Noah brought out a bit of a childlike quality in myself, so it was nice to be around at the time. And it was, the whole set was truthful, it just felt like we were real. Maybe that's a really cheap, I'm not an actor, so maybe that's a really weird thing to say, but yeah, it just felt real. Yeah, it was easy. Everyone made it easy for me because it was already there.
Sure. And this one is for you, Shia. You saw this incredible reaction from the audience, especially for both of you and Alma. I'm wondering what it was like for you to experience this audience experiencing this film for the first time.
I couldn't breathe most of the time, so it was nice in the end, but I don't know, I was really calm today. Felt really good the whole day, but then when it started, I was, I was kind of transported somewhere. I'm not sure where I was, still coming back. But it's incredible. You can never imagine what it would feel like when you make a movie. I don't know, I guess it's my first movie like that, but I made two before, and it's really so amazing to hear when people laugh, when people cry, when people sneeze, when people cough. But when people take a breath, and then when they clap in the end, you just feel like you've, delivered it to the world, and now it's yours. So thank you.
Just grateful, and it's a blessing to be able to show to you And thanks for coming.
We are going to open up the audience. We just have time for 2 questions. So if you do have any questions for any of the folks up here, raise your hand. I'll call on you. It's a huge room, as you know, so try to speak as loudly as possible. I'll repeat the questions or ask one of these guys to repeat the questions, and I'll start with this person right here.
I am writing a story in the Anthony Mountain character of your father having just come out of rehab. How did this affect your work with the program and catharsis for you? Do you think this is really helping you in recovery?
His question was, having written this, having just come out of rehab, how did the making of this affect his rehab?
Yeah, so previous to this, me and my father hadn't spoken in 6-7 years. So we're talking now. I talked to him before I came in here. Yeah, this was a 10th step, basically. Sent it to another friend who I thought I could trust. And it was in script form, because that's how I read, which is a weird thing. And strange to like fetishize your pain and make a product out of it and feel guilty about that. You know, because it felt very selfish. This whole thing felt very selfish. I never went into this thinking, oh, you know, let me fucking help people. That wasn't my goal. I was falling apart. So the woman was like, you need to look at this. So I did, and I sent it to Alma, and almost in jest, you know. And then she wrote back like, "This is it." We've been looking for something for a while, and she'd been working a certain way for a while, and it just felt like this was the perfect thing, where there wouldn't be much acting required or directing required. You know, she really could. She would be able to run the set. You know, this is what we thought in theory. It was a very difficult movie to make because there's nowhere to go. You're just in it a lot. And I leaned heavy on this young man here. And, you know, Alma let us have our time together and was also super supportive in the beginning. And then it was sort of like, there was so much shit to deal with. You know, she couldn't baby us anymore. So, yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on for her first film to be this close to the flame, you know? Thanks.
Okay, and our final question, anybody? Should have written down there.
Hi, my question is for Alma. I wanted to know what made you decide to film in such a way, a broken narrative, sort of, interspersed back and forth between 22-year-old Noah and 12-year-old Noah, Otis, versus more linear.
Her question was for Alma. What made her decide to film this as a fragmented narrative from back and forth in time, and how would go?
Well, I have to say that originally this was scripted as a linear film. So it started actually with young Otis, went all the way till planting of the weed, smoking together, and then you met older Otis, and went with that till the end. Also had a different ending at the time. And, you know, just the kind of filmmaker, maybe because I come from documentary, or maybe because that's just, it's not even that, because I don't even know what that means, but, so, just make films like this. But I just felt in the edit that it was important for me to actually meet Otis first and see where he is before I go back and see the ramifications of childhood trauma and where he is now. And then actually kind of start to go back and like peel the onion, as they say, you know. So that just felt right, so we did it. Simple as that.
Okay, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for coming out.